Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening. I am Shannon Johnson here from Houston, Texas, and I'm excited to welcome you to the best place on the planet. But I'm going to go ahead and move myself out of the way and bring up a dynamic speaker that has 100% of the information to share. She is a wife, she is a professional makeup artist here in Houston, and she is a member of the 80/80 Club. But you're going to hear more about that shortly. But she has many awards in this opportunity. She is a Fireball recipient, an impact player, a Breakthrough Award winner, and the 2025 Team MVP. So many awards. She is a three-star director. So that means she has a team well over 500 into the thousands. And she is a Sapphire Ring wearer. So that means she earns 100K residually in this opportunity. So let's put some fire emojis in the chat. Warm it up for Miss Brandi Holmes Dennison. Are you here with us?
I am here. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, ma'am. Looking good.
You can see me? Okay, good. Because I'm on my phone. I got that good Gen Zer in my house, and she did not replug up my computer. So we know how that goes for all my Gen Z people out there. But hello, everybody. Happy Money Move Monday. I got to give it right back to that amazing lady that introduced all of us this evening. That is Miss Shannon Johnson. She is a one-star director in this opportunity, leading well over 250 families in this amazing business. But the reason why we are all jealous is because in her 30s, she was able to retire from being in the beauty industry as a professional hairstylist. And now she is full time in the travel business because she said, you know what? I want to get off my feet and on to the beach. And she has been banking the beach ever since. So that's why you are here on this Monday. Listen, some of us are still snowed in. Some of us are still iced in. Some of us just got really lazy from yesterday. And we decided we didn't want to go nowhere today as well. But you came to this Zoom for a reason. And I always like to tell people that this business is a business that everybody can do. So no matter your background, your age, what you've done for a career, haven't done for a career, whatever it is that you do, you can absolutely do this business because we're already doing it. Guys, if you were going to anybody's.com, Expedia, Priceline, Travelocity, Orbitz, or what have you, you were already doing the work, but unfortunately, you are not getting paid. And in 2019, I joined this business because I said, listen, I don't like working for free. Because you see, I am the family booker. I'm the one that books the family cruise each and every year. Had no idea that I could be making money from what I was already doing. But I just thank God that one of my clients in my makeup business told me about this business. And guys, I have not looked back. So I want to help everybody on today with some freedoms. It's what I like to call the true adulting. When you have personal freedom, financial freedom, and time freedom, guys, you have arrived. Because I want you to imagine just waking up tomorrow and being able to roll over instead of roll out. Right? Just imagine waking up and being able to have coffee in the bed instead of coffee on the go. Or how about just waking up when your eyes open instead of having that alarm wake you up and you still want to sleep? That's when I say when you can do what you want to do, how you want to do it, and who you want to do it with. Because a lot of us are snowed in and iced in, and I bet we would probably choose to be on the beach like the picture you see on your screen. Well, now we're going to teach you how to design your ideal life to where you can do that very, very exact thing. Because I decided that it's time for me to choose to die with memories instead of dying with dreams. So over here, we're going to show you how you can earn more, how you can travel more, and how you can experience more in this opportunity. Because truth be told, I was traveling, right? I was the one going to Jamaica. I was going to Vegas. I could do some cruises, maybe hit up the Bahamas. But guys, the trips that I really, really wanted to do, I wanted to go to like Seychelles, Bora Bora, Fiji. I really wanted to go and see the world. And this past summer, I was able to be in Monaco, which is coined the billionaires playground, where one in every five are millionaires. And let me tell you, I felt rich and broke all at the same time. But more than that, I felt like I didn't want that feeling to end. So I started to build a strong network because your network is your net worth. But what I did not know is that I could embrace and empower my network to set myself up to earn unlimited income. And that's exactly what I've done. So we're going to show you how to do that by benefiting from e-commerce because e-commerce is the way of the world. If you right now do not have a .com, you are already behind because we all need to make Wi-Fi wages. If you're paying attention, AI is not coming. AI is here. And guys, we have to, uncover ourselves from hiding under the bed out of fear. AI will take jobs. There's no other way to say it. That is what's going to happen. So instead of getting behind that, get in front of that. Go ahead and get you a business started that actually gets to integrate with AI. Because you see, we join AI, we get to use it and still keep our business and make money. And what's even better, there's no inventory here and there are no quotas. And lastly, we are talking about the travel industry, the best industry in the world. Guys, we want to put you on the money making side of that. So we want to turn you from a consumer into a merchant to where you are having those insider prices, because we're going to share some secrets about that, but also to where you get to come home to commissions instead of coming home to receipts. So before I move any further, let me introduce properly who we are and who invited you to this Zoom. We are PlanNet Marketing. We are an online business provider. We're based in Atlanta, Georgia. We have been around now for 10 years. We're already in over 20 countries. And guys, in the next 2 months, we're going to be popping up in Dubai. How good does that sound? And that is because of our amazing CEO, our visionary, our founder, Mr. Donald Bradley, who actually became a multimillionaire in travel. So this is what I love about our CEO. We don't have a CEO that went out and got their millions, let's say in real estate, and then came over here and said, you know what, but I'm going to show you how to become wealthy in travel. No, guys, he became wealthy in travel. So if he can do a thing, he can absolutely teach a thing. Now, what we love about this father of four, as well as this husband for over 30 years, is that he just wanted to help average individuals earn above average income. He wanted to help ordinary people live extraordinary lives. And now he knew to lead that charge, he had to bring on two amazing individuals. And he brought on Dwayne Vansell, who is our president. We love Dwayne. He is full of energy, guys. And for over 20 years, he has mastered sales and marketing. Then we also have our CEO, and that just means Miss Leanne Trokler is the one who pays us on time, every time, and sometimes before time. And to date, we have paid out well over $350 million in commission, and that is continuing to grow. Now, who do we market? Because that is the big question. Yes, we are PlanNet Marketing, but of course we have to have something that we market, and we market the best in the world, which is IntelliTravel. Now, let me brag real quick on IntelliTravel because they are the originator of the home-based travel agency. Let me tell you, what is better than doing something first? Nothing. Because IntelliTravel kicked this thing off. They actually went to Congress to make it possible for average individuals to earn income from booking travel from home. So shout out to them. They kicked this thing off 34 years ago, based in Delray Beach, Florida, and have tons of accreditations and certifications, plus that A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau. Now, Mr. James Ferrara, who is the IntelliTravel CEO, guys, guess what? He's been here since day one. Now, I don't know about y'all, but my first job was CC's Pizza, and ain't no way I would still be with CC's Pizza today. But what it tells me about Mr. Ferrara is he absolutely loves what he does, and to this date, he books his own travel and makes his own money. But one thing that I like to brag about is our awards, and I like to point out that Magellan Award that you see at the bottom of your screen, because that's like getting a Grammy in the travel industry, and we have now received that well over 12 times. But on top of that, we are all about the dollars. And over here, we have booked in travel to date 5.5 billion. And last year alone, we were over $1 billion in bookings. So you already know what 2026 is about to be. It's about to be a movie. Because here's the deal, guests, and this is what I did not know. Did you know that commissions are already built inside your travel bookings? Now, hint, hint, clue, clue, most of us did not know this, right? Because we thought we were doing something big and bad. Because in 1996, when Travelocity launched, Travelocity said, okay, we're going to make it really easy for y'all. Y'all no longer have to drive to a brick and mortar. You don't have to sit with a travel advisor. We're going to allow you to conveniently book your own travel from home. And we thought it was the best thing since sliced bread. But what we did not realize is that when we're doing the work, they were getting paid. And over here, now we want to show you how you can get paid. 70 to 80% commission is going to come back to you from what the vendor pays out. So guys, instead of coming home to $0, come home to some type of dollars, because it is a full-fledged at-home agency. You're going to have the state-of-the-art booking portal. You're going to be partnered with every major supplier worldwide. Plus, there is no paperwork. Praise God. No more binders you got to keep up with, right? Because we have the customer management and software built into our program. Now, some things that you can book: group trips and some individual travel. Of course, group cruises. I still do that each and every year. We got the corporate and church retreats. We got fraternities, sororities. I'm sure I got some Divine Nine on the Zoom today. Actually, that beautiful woman that introduced us earlier, Miss Shannon, she is a Delta, right? And she actually booked her line sister's 40th birthday to Jamaica. Here's the deal. They were already going. And guess who else was going? Shannon. But Shannon was not just going as a Delta or as a friend. She was also going as a travel advisor. So what does that mean? She got $450 off her room. And then from the 10 rooms that she booked for her line sister, she made $330 per room. So guess what Shannon came home with? A band and a tan. 3,000 bands to be exact, right? And then the line sisters was looking like, wait a minute, why you got a check and all I got is receipts? Well, you got to get in the business of travel to make that happen. My story is also the same when it comes to destination weddings. I got married in New Orleans. I live here in Houston. So I was the bride, of course, but I was also the travel advisor. So I was able to put 2 hotels to the side. And guys, it was the easiest work. I called the hotels. I asked them to create a room block for me. They created the link, sent me the link. I put it on my wedding website. My friends and family who were coming to see me get married booked on that link. So not only did I get a Christmas gift, but I also got commission from their room. $1,500 I was able to come home with. So she came home to a tan in a band. I came home to a man in a band. Okay, so who's really winning? But over here, girls trips, guys trips, you name it, you can book it. But I know there's a lot of people on the line saying, but Brandi, I'm already busy. I have a full-time job. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I'm a father. I'm a grandfather. I have 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever the case may be. Guess what? This business was created for busy people. It's a turnkey business. It's customer service and support 7 days a week. Plus, you have on-demand agent training. Now, listen, guys, I really want us to think about this. We all have the same 24 hours that Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, they all have the same 24 hours. The problem is we might not be using our 24 hours in the right way. And what I realized is my on-demand consisted of Netflixing and chilling. I don't know about y'all, but I'm that individual who will stay up to 4 a.m. to watch one more episode. And when I realized that I was busy watching millionaires instead of working on being a millionaire, I unplugged from Netflix and I got on demand with my training. And I learned how to book those cruises, the resorts, the flights, the excursions, and the activities. Plus, we have over $100,000 in sales and marketing material. So we have set you up with your business cards, your social media posts, your flyers, whatever you need to successfully run your business. But what do you have access to? Some of you may already assume, cruises, vacation package, car rentals, airline tickets, hotel rooms. Yes. But what about sports and entertainment tickets? Now, that was a game changer for me because a lot of you have already bought those Beyonce tickets. Maybe you just got back from Brandi and Monica. Maybe you went to see your favorite country artist, Taylor Swift, whoever the case may be. For me, it's more like Patti LaBelle and Anita Baker. I might be showing my age, but here's the deal. I'm also showing my commission. Because every time I click on that link to buy my sports or entertainment ticket, I get to come home to a check. But guys, also excursions, activities. How many of you zip line? How many of you snorkel? And instead of drowning, which I almost did one time, now I just cha-ching, and I go to the bank. So when I'm saying why travel and why now, the question really is why not? It's a $10 trillion industry. It's always on trend and never on trial. Guys, I've never seen an empty airport. During COVID, I was in this business, and guess what I was doing? Still making money. Because people were going to Tulum, Mexico. We were all supposed to be locked down, shut in, and not going anywhere. Kind of like what we were supposed to be doing this past weekend. But how many of you know people were still outside? Even during the government shutdown, what did y'all see? The line wrapped around the airport because people will travel by all means necessary. In about a good 15 years, or 10 years, this is going to be a $15 trillion industry because millennials, they're giving about 4 trillion. Baby boomers are fueling the growth with 2.5 trillion because baby boomers are saying, listen, hold up. I'm on this 4th quarter of life. So I don't really want to be rocking chairs with those grandkids. I want to be rocking on a cruise ship and waving at those grandkids from FaceTime. So not only are they hopping in the industry to supplement some income, but they're also still actively traveling and it's continuing to grow. Now we have our Generation X. Now Generation X is still in the workforce, and here's the deal. Generation X has subscribed to the 40-40-40 plan, and we want to reverse that, right? They're working for 40 years, 40 hours a week, retiring on 40% of their pay. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I personally cannot retire on 40% of my pay and still live the lifestyle that I live today. Because guess what? Inflation is still going to happen. The cost of living is still going to go up. How many of you remember $25 refill on nails? And now it's almost $125. So just imagine as the price continues to increase. So Generation Z is supplementing some income in the travel industry, but they're also giving about $3 trillion to the travel industry because they are still maintaining that work-life balance. Well, now we have the Generation Z, right? My niece's generation, I just talked about her. That's that generation that said, no, sir, no, ma'am, I am not getting a job. And truth be told, she does not have one in the traditional sense. Because Generation Z, they want to wake up and roll over. They don't want to wake up and roll out. So they're rolling over, grabbing that computer, making $1,000 a day on whatever their Wi-Fi wage business is, and they're going to brunch. They have realized that they want to enjoy their life now, but they also want to make money off what they enjoy. Because what they've realized is that the number one research category online is travel. So they're going to take that $2,000 cell phone, they're going to turn it into an ATM. Cha-ching, cha-ching. It just makes sense, guys, because why not get paid on what people are doing anyway? Because almost everyone you know, they want to travel or they are going to travel because we just don't travel for fun. How many of you had to travel for a funeral? I know I have. Maybe you have to click on a .com for education and travel, a conference, maybe medical reasons. Maybe you're just doing a quick staycation right there in your city. Why not click on u.com and get paid or save from that? So we're here to talk about money. So let's talk about how much you can earn. And I'm just going to throw out some small examples. Please trust and believe that there's a lot of money on the table in the travel industry. But this is one example of what I like to call sleep money, which is why we put a bed on the screen. Because this is a frequent business traveler that's traveling 3 times a month and going 3 nights each time. But now they're just going to your portal, right? They are clicking on your.com. You shared this link one time and you now forever have a built-in client. So instead of them going to hotels.com, they go to you.com and you're going to get an email that says you just got paid $151.20. Now, what's great about that, that's just one client. Imagine as you continue to build your business and build your clientele, you're going to have multiple people throughout the month clicking on your link as they travel, which means multiple commission payouts coming your way. Now, let's say you do have a little bit of work to do, 20, 30 minutes, guys. Don't stress. This is simple. It's a 5-day golf trip, Scottsdale, Arizona for a group of 4, because what we know about our golfers, they know the greens they want to golf on. They know who they're going with, where they want to stay, how much they want to pay, the whole 9. But they just want you to take 20 minutes out of your day, plug it into your portal, and you can see a commission of $274.86. And what we also know about our golfers is that they are going to refer their golf buddies. Now we're going to up the ante a little bit. We're going to put a little bit more money on the table because now we have a 7-day honeymoon, all inclusive in Cancun with butler service. Your commission is now $561.79, which is paying what for some people? Car note, right? A light bill in the summer out here in Houston. Maybe it's helping get some of those credit card bills and debt down. But guys, let me show you the kind of money that I was leaving on the table until I got wise about this business. Comma checks. A cruise, 5-day group cruise in the Caribbean, $2,240.17. Now, as somebody who does this, I can tell you this can quickly and easily add up, right? We actually had one of our business partners make $55,000 on one cruise booking. Trust me, we all flatlined. We was like, wow, we had no idea. But she put together a steppers group, a steppers cruise, and they all went cruising 3 different cities. And she came home to one check, which is most people that don't even make that in a year. So guys, do not sleep on how you can add this commission up because you're going to get paid on everything moving. But one thing that I really, really love about this business is that we have a lot of fun. Listen, guys, we're not selling lotions. We're selling oceans, right? We get to have fun outside, for real outside. And as you go dream maker, vacation builder, or travel genius, guess what? We want you to go and educate yourself, but you're going to educate yourself from a client's perspective. So I want you to think about this. You know how flight attendants, right? How they get to fly for free. Well, think about all of the perks and the benefits that we get as travel advisors when we learn about different brands and different vendors. I was able to go on Virgin Voyage Cruise, me and my husband, for only $200, 5 days, all included. And when I tell you they rolled out the red carpet for us, we were the first ones to get on the ship. We sat front row at the shows. They walked us to the spa. We had a reservation booked at every single restaurant. Guys, by the end of that trip, they knew who we were because we were treated like royalty. Shannon was actually able to just go to Riviera Maya, Mexico for free 99 because she's a travel advisor. And you get to walk up and they take your bags and they take you to make sure you're getting all that you can eat, drink, lay out by the sun. Guys, this is what we call IntelliTrips, where all we do is get intelligent about the trip. This is an example of Negril, Jamaica, 4 days, 3 nights, all inclusive, adults only, praise God, no cannonballs coming your way, for only $4.99 per person. not per night. And you get to walk away with your wellness travel certification. And guys, wellness travel is up to the point that Sweden, I believe, or Switzerland, their doctors actually now can prescribe travel as healing. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to be healing a lot throughout the year if that's the case here in the States. Now, here's another example. Now we're getting a little bit bougier. We're going 5-star. Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, 4 days, 3 nights, all inclusive for only $720. Now, I'm here in Houston, Texas. Our 5-star hotel out here is $800 per night. And the sun is not sunning like it is in Punta Cana. And you get to walk away with your luxury travel advisor certification. But guys, this slide right here is really the one that sealed the deal for me. Because as an entrepreneur for now over 26 years, I've taken a lot of risk in my business. Growing different businesses from the ground up can have a lot of risk. Sometimes you win really big and sometimes you lose really big. But let me tell you why I was so confident about joining this business is because they gave me nothing but guarantees. And these IntelliTrust guarantees is what really eased my mind and let me know that there's no risk in joining a 34-year business with proven success. Number one is going to be the best travel price guarantee. So let's say, for example, that you have a client that you book on a Monday to go to Jamaica. Now, your client is still searching, making sure that you found the best price. Now, if they come back to you within 7 days and they say, hey, listen, I found exactly what you found. Apples for apples, oranges to oranges, but I found it for less. Well, IntelliTravel is either going to meet or beat that price. And in the event they can't, they're going to cut that client a voucher for 110% of the difference, which means there is no love lost. Just like you get that refund or just like you get that rebate or just like you get that voucher or credit to that favorite store of yours, you're going to go back and use it. Same thing with your client. Now, number two is for you guests. All of my guests that's on the line today, you're here for a reason. 2026 has started and you're like, you know what? I didn't take all the trips I wanted to take in 2025. Nor did I make all the money I wanted to make in 2025. And I don't want to step into another year doing the same old thing, getting the same results. So it's time for me to add something else to my plate that I can do on a part-time basis, but earn full-time income. Well, go ahead and join us tonight in business because you're going to have 30 days risk-free to explore your business, get into your back office, see how our prices compare to other prices, book you some trips if you like. And if on day 29 you wake up and you say, you know what? I actually forgot that I was completely rich. My bank account is overflowing in full. It can't take any more money. And guess what? I enjoy paying full price. No one ever says that, right? Well, return this business back to us. You're going to get your full investment back, no questions asked. But here's the deal, guys. As somebody who's an entrepreneur, it definitely takes more than 30 days to really see your business grow, prosper, and turn into profit. So give us a year. Can you believe that? They're going to add another 11 months for you to get plugged in with us, learn your business, and make your business work. You're going to get coaches and mentors that's going to show you the way. But if for some reason after 1 year, you do not make or save what you invested in this opportunity, IntelliTravel is going to cut you a check for the difference to make you whole. And that's when I knew this business was bad to the bone and stood by their guarantees. Because guys, let me tell you, after being in this business for 2019, what am I, almost 7 years in? I've definitely made money on money on money. But listen, what I talked about made sense, right, Shannon? Because you know, us millennials, you the young school millennial, I'm the old school millennial. We like being outside still. When the sun is out, some of y'all got y'all buns out. I see y'all on social media. But guys, if you thought that that was impressive, I'm about to bring up a woman who is about to knock your socks off. Because here's the deal. A lot of us look at opportunities like this and we're like, man, this sounds great, but I don't even have money to travel. And here's the part of the business where we're not only going to allow you to travel like an insider, but we're also going to help you get your money up so that you can travel a lot. So I'm going to remove myself out of the way because who I'm about to bring up is bad to the bone. She has a bigger rank and a bigger bank than myself. She is a 4-star director in this opportunity, meaning that she is leading over 1,500 families in her amazing organization. And guys, when I tell you this woman can break down some money and break down some numbers because she is an accountant as well as a mom. Guys, she gets to sport this sapphire ring, signifying that she is earning 6 figures residually in a calendar year. Not only that, guys, she is helping the planet all around. Do you hear me? Bringing in over 100 people into this amazing opportunity. So give it up and put some fire emojis in the chat as I bring up 4-star director, Miss Tiffany Pierce. Do we have you here in the Zoom today?
I'm here. Can you hear me and see me okay?
Yes, ma'am. Take it away.
Absolutely, y'all. Talking about fire for me. Go ahead and drop some flames in the chat for Brandi, Director Brandi Holmes. Y'all, did she not do an amazing job breaking down our product? Y'all, our product is travel. It speaks the love language of everybody. I don't care your race, creed, color, gender. I don't care your income bracket. Everybody loves to travel. Yeah, when I first saw this opportunity 4.5 years ago, that is what made me say, you know what, I'm going to give this a try. Because the least that can happen is I can enjoy my life just a little bit more. As she said, my name is Tiffany Pierce. I reside in Chesterfield, Virginia. I'm originally from Arizona. I've been building this business for about 4.5 years, but I'm going to be honest with you all. I initially said no to the opportunity just because I literally did not have time, or so I didn't think. But I will tell you that after saying yes to this opportunity in a matter of 2 years, I was able to match the six figures I make with the federal government. See, I said no initially because I was living check to check, six-figure check to check. Nobody really taught me what to do with my income. But then I partnered with this company, partnered with some amazing individuals. Not only did they help me match my government income in 2 years, it's been 4.5, and I'm knocking on the door of $250,000 residual income. Yeah, we are going to explain to you even more why we call this the best place on the planet. We all know that your network is your net worth, right? Your network is how you got on this line in some way, shape, or form. But most of us don't realize that by utilizing your network, not only will you empower yourself as well as others, yeah, when you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want by default. We're talking about leverage and residual income. See, Warren Buffett, the richest man in the world, right, says never rely on a single source of income. You have to invest to create a second source. Now, I don't know about you all, but growing up, when I needed some additional income, you know what they told me to do? Go get another job. Yeah, but two and three jobs are for two and three people. That is the same kind of money. Well, we're going to show you how you now can tap into true additional streams of income beyond your wildest dreams. Now, how many of you all online right now? I'm snowed in, iced in, everything in Virginia, right? Do y'all know how many people are referring me to all these Netflix movies and series and things of that nature? Anybody guilty on the line? Drop guilty in the chat if you've done that over the course of the last few days. Now, I'm not going to tell you I didn't look at what it was. Yes, I'm guilty too. But how much did they pay you for that? Nothing, right? Not one single song. We are running up their ratings and their money, and they aren't giving us anything. Well, imagine if every time you shared one of those Netflix things, those Netflix videos, the series, what if they paid you each time that happened? See, what we do is we go off of referrals as well, just like you're referring people to that Netflix. So imagine you come in, you enjoy the travel, the product that Brandi just showed you, right? And now what happens there is you tell some people about it. Well, imagine for every person that you tell and they partner with you, you get paid $50. Now, again, Candace, I'd be rich too, baby. Sharing all of those Netflix. What if they gave you $50 every time you shared a different series? Y'all, that's what we're talking about. Unlimited income paid every single Thursday. Why do I like that? Because I refer things to people all the time. My favorite nail technician, my favorite barber, my favorite church. Listen, my favorite pastor. Listen, all of those things. Now imagine you got paid $50 every single time. But guess what? They know people I don't know. So now imagine that they turn around and do the same exact thing. We all are just traveling and enjoying life and being merchants instead of consumers in this industry. Now they're going to get that $50 direct sale, right? But because you introduced them one time, you're going to get paid half of whatever they get. Now, let me put that into perspective. As a federal government employee, y'all, they don't pay us any type of referral bonuses. They're always asking us to help them fill the gap, right? So we don't have to do other duties as assigned. Now, if you've ever referred somebody to your job, imagine if they told you you would get paid half of their salary for whomever got hired. Now, how many people would you all be telling about this job, this position? I know I'd be telling everybody, wrap the line around the building. Everybody apply. I don't care whether you are qualified or not. That's what we're talking about. A 50% check match on everything, also paid weekly. And then we go $10 team bonuses that go 6 levels deep up to $60. While we're going to talk about that a little bit further, I do want you to put it into perspective. Now, the federal government tells me how much I'm going to get paid in my bonus, y'all. You can go look it up online. No matter what. I got all these people who retired early, took the early buyout. I got to do other duties as assigned. But my bonus never changes. Well, we're going to show you how you can control that. Because we are a marketing firm, guess what? Every marketing firm has a program. Ours is just like the Olympics. Why? Because the founder simply loves sports. And in this, just like the Olympics, there's the bronze, the silver, and the gold. Now, no one goes to the Olympics saying they're going to be a bronze or silver medalist. Everybody's going for the gold. That's where your face gets on the Wheaties box. That's where all the endorsements is, right? It's no different here. So when you introduce 3 people and they partner with you, yeah, 1, 2, 3, you are considered a bronze builder. 3 more, you're considered a silver builder for a total of 6. I'm going to give you a little hint, and a clue, because we're not here to introduce you to a job. We're talking about entrepreneurship. You received your return on your investment. Now, how many of you all, when you heard the travel in the first place, you were already identifying some people that you knew that this would be good for, right? Another 3 people, y'all, you can use your fingers to count. You're considered a gold builder. That's 9 people. Now, I know for a fact we have bronze, silver, and gold builders on the line, so drop it in the chat if you all are there. Congratulations to them, but I want you to stick with me because those gold builders, 9 people, the top of our compensation plan, y'all. They've now unlocked an additional 3 streams of income, y'all. So we're doing the same thing they were doing when they first got in. They get a $10 team bonus there too. So instead of $50, you get $60. And if we put it on one side, we're going to put it on that 50% check match too. That goes from 25 to 35. They also get a 10% match on personal travel commissions by anybody they personally sponsor. Now, as you heard, Brandi Holmes has introduced over 80 people to the business. I personally, over 100. They're doing one thing and one thing only. We're enjoying the travel industry, y'all. As we are booking travel, we're receiving travel commissions. Now, imagine you get a 10% match on everybody you personally sponsor whenever they receive a travel check. Y'all, the crazy thing, it doesn't matter whether they booked it or someone went through their website. You still get a 10% match. Y'all, would you rather open a McDonald's and flip burgers? Or would you rather help people open a McDonald's and every time a burger gets flipped at their McDonald's, you get paid too and you don't even have to be there? That's what we're talking about. I have a gentleman on my team, him and his wife booked their family trip. I don't even know where they went to, y'all. But I will tell you they got a $15,000 commission check. Want to know how I know? I got a $1,500 check, paid my mortgage that month. Absolutely amazing. But you also get a 10% match on personal reps matrix commissions. And I know somebody's like, a matrix? What is that, y'all? Well, I'm going to explain to you what it is. It's our residual income component. Remember, we're often told about linear income. Go to work, get paid. Don't go to work, you don't get paid. We're all looking for residual income in some way, shape, or form. That's that you do something one time, you get paid a lifetime. I like to call it that Michael Jackson Prince money. My 7-year-old daughter still listens to their songs now, and every time she plays it, I swear they just get richer and richer, and they're not even here anymore. Ours is in the form of a 3x9 team building matrix. It's depicted on the left-hand side of your screen. Now, everybody who partners with us gets a matrix, whether you want one or not. We give them out like Oprah gives out cars. And so while we talk about what that matrix looks like, 3 levels across and 9 levels deep, I already hear it and feel it. Somebody's like me. When I first saw that, I said, oh, it's one of them pyramid things. But then I had to take a closer look and I tilted my head to the left a little bit. And I said, oh my gosh, that looks like my boss. That looks like the supervisors and all the employees. Ooh. And then I tilted my head to the right a little bit and I said, wait a minute, that looks like my grandmother, my aunts and my uncle, and then all of us grandkids. Y'all, it's simply a hierarchy. It shows who introduced who to the business just for a line of lineage, okay? And I'm going to put all these numbers up here and I don't want you to get analysis paralysis. As she told you, I'm an accountant by trade. I do budgets for the federal government. Y'all, I know numbers and I'm also a trainer. So let me break this down to you. You see that first column, that's levels 1 through 9. That's what I just explained to you, going bronze, silver, and gold. That second column, on that level, that's how many people, business partners, can fill a seat on that level. We get paid $4 per person in every seat that's filled. Y'all, kicker, whether you filled it or not, it does not matter who put them in that seat. That fourth column is your max payout when those seats are filled. Now stick with me. Y'all see that number 2, there's an unlock? There's a reason for that. When you introduce 2 people, 1, 2, you now unlock that residual income component. Y'all, we get paid every single month on the 10th of the month like clockwork. Never fails, okay? When your matrix fully matures, you introduce 2, the team puts the rest of the people in your matrix. We're talking $48 a month. Now, we did not introduce you or show you to this opportunity, and I did not make 6 figures just on $48 a month, y'all. Stick with me, okay? I want you to go down to number 6. You've introduced 6 people to the opportunity. That level alone holds over 729 business partners. Now, as the company grows and we feel that, y'all, we're talking $4,300 every single month on the 10th of the month. Why do I stop here? Do you all realize the average American household doesn't even make $4,300 on a monthly basis? I will tell you 98% of this company, 100% of my team that has grown to over 1,807 different countries, we all do this on a part-time basis. An extra $4,300 on a part-time basis. The other reason I stop here is because there's a young lady on my team. Y'all, not only did she introduce 6 people, she receives that $4,300 every single month. Can I tell you she got rid of 2 of her part-time jobs because of this opportunity? And all she wanted to do was travel and make some money, just a little bit, y'all. But going gold, remember, that's where your face is on the Wheaties box. That's where you open up all streams of income. You now can hold over 19,000 within that realm. Y'all, I didn't ask you to introduce 19,000. We as a team are going to fill that. Remember, together, everyone achieves more. We're talking over $118,000 on the 10th of every single month. Now, I know $4,300 would change some attitudes in your household, so would 118,000. Now, the kicker about this, y'all, I'm a goal builder. So is the young lady who sponsored me in the business. Now, remember, I told you there's a 10% match on that matrix, right? So because she introduced me, when I received that $118,000 on the 10th of the month, y'all, she receives $11,000 from the company. Y'all, it's not out of my check. It comes because she introduced me one time over 4.5 years ago. The only thing I tell her is make sure you take me out to eat between the 10th and the 15th of every single month. We got a standing date, okay? But it gets better than that because people are going to enjoy it. They're going to, whether they like the travel or whether they like the additional income, the supplemental income. And when your team grows to 100, you are tapping into our directors program. Now, I was able to obtain this in a matter of 6 months within the opportunity. Would you believe that I started and said I won't go tell anybody? That's not what I was here for. Well, when your team grows to 100, the company has the nerve to pay you another bonus. Y'all, we are talking now an 8th stream of income on the first of the month. Again, growing up, y'all, the first of the month, we used to dread the first of the month. The money would go out just as fast as it came in. But I will tell you now, government employee, when the government shut down on October 1st and did not want to pay me, this company still sent me a bonus check, and we're going to talk about that. Not only do you get that $500, you get another $10 team bonus. So now you're up to $20 in $10 team bonuses. The other kicker is they guarantee you yet again something else. This company is full of guarantees. You're guaranteed that as a one-star director, you will make a minimum of $1,000. If all those checks that we talked about do not add up to $1,000, y'all, the company cuts you a check for the difference. Guaranteed $12,000 every year. Now, I don't know about you all, but the government tells me even now on snow days, if I don't have any leave and if they ain't giving any PTO, that I have to take leave or I just don't get paid. I've never had anything where someone told me that they guaranteed me a check. If they have any 1-stars in the chat, y'all go ahead and drop 1 star. I want people to see how ordinary people are literally tapping into this. When your team goes to 300, you're a 2-star director. They have the nerve to double your bonus to $1,000, another $10 team bonus. When you go to 3-star, that's 500 people. Again, they double your bonus again. I think they just like to double things over here. Another $10 team bonus, $40 every time a transaction happens. Yeah, I am a 4-star director. I hit that in a matter of 3.5 years. My team grew to over 1,500 across the globe. Remember when I told you the government didn't pay me on October 1st? PlanNet Marketing dropped $5,000 into my account. That's $60,000 just in one stream of income, plus an additional $10 team bonus. Now, I know you all can see the numbers. You see the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. What I will tell you is, y'all, we just got our first 7-star director. She will receive $30,000 on the first of the month come February 1st. You know what the crazy thing about that is? She didn't start when the business started, when the company started. She just started 6 years ago. So when everybody thinks it's a pyramid, absolutely not. Pyramids are where the person at the top gets paid the most, right? Now, this is more like what you want your job to be, where the person who does the work gets paid, okay? But I'm not going to, y'all, 8, 9, and 10, we don't even have that yet. We're talking timing and positioning, okay? Timing and positioning. If I have any other directors on the line, y'all go ahead and drop your stars in the chat. I want them to know, again, ordinary people tapping into extraordinary lives, right? And extraordinary income. But it gets better than that. How do you say, how can it, right? As Brandi said, both she and I our Sapphire Ring wears. It means we make a minimum of $100,000 within this opportunity on an annual basis. We are getting ready to clips and working hard to hit that $250,000. At what time they will give us a ruby ring. Y'all, and they let you keep the sapphire. Listen, Jay-Z ain't the only one to put a ring on it, okay? When you hit 5-star director, they give you that Rolex timepiece. You can't even call it a watch, y'all. Okay, I would literally tell everybody and ask them, do you want to know what time it is? At $500,000, they give you yet another, something just a little bit bigger. Some bling rings and things, some diamonds, right? Diamonds are a girl's best friend. And then when you hit $1 million, they give you that double diamond ring. Y'all, one of the greatest aspects of this business is not only do they tell you that you can go do it, they show you how to go do it. They show you the blueprint. And I'm actually going to remove myself out of the way because I have a young lady that I want to bring up forth in front of you tonight. Her name is Natalie Nicole Graham. Excuse me. Not only is she a 6-star director, y'all, she is a $1 million income earner, as well as several 6-figure income earner makers. Natalie Nicole Graham, do I have you on the line?
You have me on the line. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Take it away.
Take it away. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for that wondrous introduction. I know you, I love you, and I appreciate your time, you and Brandi. Brandi, thank you for inviting me on this call tonight. So just to tell y'all a little bit about myself, to make a long story short, a short story shorter, is just to give you a little background. I was a mom at the age of 15, fast forward to my 20s. I had car repossession. I had 3 bankruptcies. I had almost foreclosure. I had short sale and divorce. When I started this business, you guys, I was bringing home $2,200 a month for a household of 5. I mean, you might say that can work. No, it cannot. My rent was $1,200. One of my cars was $500. And if you do the math, that is broke, y'all. And so I decided to do what a lot of people do. I decided to go to school, and everybody's like, yay, Natalie's going to get her master's. No, actually, Natalie's going to get that financial aid check to pay for her bills. And I remember pulling up to my very first event, my very first business event with this company, and I was riding dirty. Y'all, my tags were expired. I remember applying for food stamps, and I remember them denying me because they said that I grossed too much. That was not going by what I was making, right, and bringing home. And that's no longer my story, y'all. I decided to put feet to my faith. I remember I was sitting at my corporate job, which I hated so much because I'm a free spirit, and I love to do things on my own time. So, in corporate America, they give you a time to eat lunch. I'm the type of person, if, they give me 12 o'clock, but what if I'm hungry at 10? Okay. And so, that just was not something that I liked. And I remember sitting at my desk one day, and I was mentally checked out. And I know some of you can kind of relate to that when there's something that you don't want to do. And so you're just doing everything that you don't supposed to do. So I was scrolling on Facebook when I was supposed to be doing my work at this particular time. And when I was scrolling on Facebook, I happened to see this gentleman, and this was like the 3rd or 4th time I'd seen him. And as y'all know, and just think about this, if you ever saw a car that you really, really liked, right? You never saw this car before, but you saw it for the very first time, and you look it up and you say, okay, this is the kind of car I want. You've never seen it before, but now because you desire it, you see it everywhere. Now you continuously see it. That was the case with me. I desired financial freedom. I desired time freedom. And so when I saw it, I recognized it. And so this gentleman was traveling around the world. And at this moment that I saw him, when I was sitting at my desk in my little 3-wall cubicle, I saw that he was eating lunch in the middle of the day with his daughter. And I remember just a week prior, one of my daughters said, "Mom, why don't you ever come eat lunch with us?" And it broke my heart because that's something I desired to do, but I just did not have time to do it. My commute to work was an hour and a half just one way. So 3 hours out of my day, I was in traffic. So if I would have left my job, that means I needed to stay home because by the time I got back, it's time to leave. And so I was like, this is not the life that I desired. So I reached out to that gentleman, and I asked him, I said, "Hey, I see you traveling around the world. I see you eating lunch in the middle of the day with your daughter. What is it exactly that you do?" What y'all was just presented is exactly what he told me. He got on the phone with me and told me. I said, "It's almost too good to be true, but I'm too broke to be skeptical, to be honest. And so when he told me the price point, it was just half of what it is now. It was only $99. A wise man once said, if you're over the age of 25, you cannot get your hands on $200, then your plan A is not working. Obviously, my plan A was not working. But I looked like I had it going on Facebook, and I didn't want him to know that I was broke. So I did what a lot of people do to me now, and I told him that I needed to do some research. Y'all, I didn't need to know or do any research because I already was sold. I already knew that I wanted to do it, but I also knew that I got paid on that Friday. And so I got paid on that Friday, right? But I reached out to a young lady who I knew was straight out of law school because I wanted to be a woman of my word and say, because I did the research, I asked her to take a look at the company. She took a look at the company and she told me that she wanted to join too. And so I told her to wait until that Friday when I got paid. And she said she didn't have the money because she was straight out of school. Could I pay her version? And I said yes. So I still wound up paying the $200 that it is today. And just to make a long story short, that young lady, she was able to pass the bar the first go round because of the time freedom that she got from this company. She now is making $250,000 in this company. I'm banking on $500,000 at this point. And she now uses the residual income from this company to fund her practices. She gets to pay her staff. She has several practices around the world, and she uses that money from this business to fund that. And there are many stories like that. My son, who is in the industry, in the music industry, he's also retired. He retired at the age of 21. He's 26 now. He uses the income from this business to fund his real passion, which is music. And I just speak for the heart of all of us, y'all. I was able to do amazing things. I was able to buy my dream cars, which is no longer a dream. They're my reality. Homes across the country, all of that good stuff. But now, everybody asks now, okay, what now? You got everything that you wanted. What now? Our desire, and I can speak for all of us, Brandi, myself, and Tiffany, all of us that you've heard from, we're now just making sure that we're bringing everybody else up with us. It doesn't matter how much money we're making, but it matters how successful those are who are attached to us. So I thank y'all so much for coming on tonight. Y'all could have been doing anything. However, I look forward to working with y'all in the near future, and I'm sure that I'm going to see y'all somewhere around the world. Thank you so much, and back to you, Tiffany and Brandi.
Absolutely. Y'all drop some flames in the chat for Natalie Nicole Graham. Y'all, that is my coach. And like she said, she really means it, y'all. It's not, you can't measure your success by what you have, but what you help others. And as I said, she is a multi six-figure income earner maker. Okay. And y'all, again, rings and things, but this is my favorite slide. Remember, I told you I'm a numbers girl, also working for the federal government with my clearance. Yeah, I had to actually ask them and apply and be approved before I could partner with the company. Why do I bring this up? This is our IRS disclosure statement. I don't play with the I, the R, or the S. I look real good in orange, but I don't want to wear it the rest of my life. Feel free to get back with the person who invited you so you can see it as up close and personal. But two things I want to point out. Number one, that fourth line, goal builder. Remember I told you that's the top of the compensation plan? On average, they work 15 hours a week. Our highest paid made over $505,000 in 2024. Now I'm about you all, but the government gets over 40 hours a week for me, and they don't even have 505,000 on the board for me. Again, this is a wealthivator. You pick and choose where you want to get off. Again, I am not low average at all by any means. I am of the high caliber, so I'm always going for the high bracket, and I'm sure you're going to do the same. Y'all, but while the income is great, the travel is amazing. It really helps better your life. There's another thing that's a part of our business that literally has us sticking and staying. While you can read this on your screen, I'm going to read our PlanNet Marketing Pledge. It says, feel secure knowing that in the event of your death, the PlanNet business you built will outlast you. All of the income streams we talked about, you will be able to, your family will receive, or whomever you choose to leave that to. Let's put this into perspective. Director Brandi Holmes, who you heard from, she told you she's a makeup artist. I'll never forget when I heard her say the realization came, she could never leave her makeup brushes to her husband. What was that going to do for her? I have 3 children. I have a 25, a 21, and a 7-year-old. Don't judge me, y'all, right? The federal government, though I have a great income, though my life insurance is plentiful, it will only pay my children one time. This business that I've built to almost $250,000 in 4.5 years, will continue to grow. Why? Because my team will continue to grow around the world. My income will continue to grow and keep coming in. And my children will never have to worry. Not only will they not have to, but they can will it down to their kids, kids, kids. Y'all, we're talking true generational wealth, and I don't have to worry about them taking on or doing what I do and what I love to do, y'all. That's what we're talking about. It's our PlanNet Marketing Pledge. Now, if I have any traditional business owners on the line, y'all, let me just tell you something. This is a turnkey business, okay? It's a business in a box. Everything you need, just take the ribbon off. All the tools, all the training, all of the events, online, offline, in person. Y'all, just like what you're doing right now, listening to us from your device. Turn that thing into an ATM in a multitude of ways, okay? We have things such as our international convention, things you can attend. It's like our Super Bowl, y'all. When I tell you it's not always what you know, but sometimes it's who you know. And you got to position and put yourself in rooms with people who put you in other rooms, okay? And this year, I am super excited that not only will we have Mr. Fraser Brooks, but I will tell you some of the gentlemen that we've sat before. Eric Thomas, y'all, we've even sat down with the trainer of Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Dwayne Wade. But I will also tell you last year, when we got down to sit with John C. Maxwell, he has been on my individual development plan for the last 20 years with the federal government. And the government never allowed me to sit down with him. But this business put me at tables with him. Y'all joining us at our international convention. But I'm sure somebody's saying, all right, y'all talked a lot. Sounds good. I was sold at the beginning. How do I get started? Y'all, price is what you pay, value is what you get. $199.90. There's no typo. There's no misprint. For less than $200, y'all, your phone costs more than that. We got 2 businesses started. What you see on your screen is how that $200 breaks up. $19.95 goes to PlanNet Marketing. That's what allows you to introduce people to the opportunity. 7 streams of income, residual income. That's what allows you to not only position yourself, but help position other people. The other $179.95 goes to IntelliTravel. That's our host agency. All things travel. Y'all, nothing is off limits. We are not a timeshare. We are not a vacation club. Quite frankly, we're just positioning you to own a piece of the club. Try it. Remember, Brandi said, 30 days you don't like it, get your investment back. There is no contract, y'all. We are not here to hold you hostage. If you don't want to make money on what people are going to do anyway or save on what you're doing now, it's okay. But after that 30 days, it's $60 a month just to keep your business open. Why? Because every business has an overhead. If you have a lemonade stand, you're going to pay for the lemon, the Dixie cups, the sugar, the signage. If you have a traditional business, you got to pay for the building, the signage, the electricity, the water. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? We're talking $2 a day, $60 a month. $2 a day if you drink coffee. Any coffee drinkers on the line? Yeah, you can go to the gas station and the coffee is more than $2 a day. And we run 2 6-figure businesses for that, okay? But listen, you were invited on this line. There's no surprise because the person who introduced you is trying to position you, okay? We are looking to build the team and they are building theirs. They want you as a partner. Some of you are number 3s, no thank yous. Usually it's because timing, and we get timing is everything. And sometimes it's not the right time just yet, okay? If you're a number 3, it's okay. Just make sure you let the person know, but also make sure you go to them when you book your next trip. Anything, rental car, whatever it is, allow them to earn your business. And if you know somebody that would benefit from this right now, go ahead and make them the connection. Why? Because your network is your net worth, all right? If you're a number 2 and you have questions, we're going to stay on the line just for a few minutes. I want to make sure we get your questions answered. Why? Because the worst thing you can do, I had this happen to a young lady. She went and asked her uncle about the business who knew nothing about the business. Maybe when he told her so wrong to the point where she could go on Google and find the correct answers, y'all just get your questions answered, y'all. Or you're a number 1 and you said, when are you going to stop talking and tell me how to get started? If you're a number 1 and you're ready to go, drop number 1 in the chat and who invited you. The journey of success is 1,000 miles and you took that one step by being here. On behalf of Brandi Holmes, Director Natalie Nicole Graham, myself, and the people who invited you here, we welcome you to the best place on the planet. Y'all, I see some number 1s already dropping in the chat. Y'all, welcome to the team. We're going to share a screen. We're going to answer any question. We're going to take a few questions. Are there any questions on the line? You can either raise your hand. Does the $60 a month ever go up? No, ma'am. The price point has been the same, not only the startup, but the overhead. No, ma'am, it does not change. Any other questions on the line? You can raise your hand. You can type them in the chat. Just want to get your questions answered. Any
Now,
questions from anybody?
I
Go
see
ahead.
some ones coming through, Tiffany.
I
That
do
is
too.
good. I'm always excited when I see people betting on themselves. So shout out to all of the ones. Now, Tiffany, I want to ask the big question because we always got to run it back. How much does it cost to enroll? I always want to get ahead of it. What is it monthly and how do they get started? Let's repeat that.
Absolutely. $200 one-time initial investment. That's it. You never pay that again. Remember, come and try it 30 days. You don't like it, get your money back. $60 a month. And I saw the question of how soon. When you're ready to get started, that's when you pay your initial $200. That's it, y'all. And when you're partnered with us, I promise you're going to have a success coach. They're going to show you how to get in. The goal is to make your return on your investment. We want you to operate in the green, y'all. Operate in the green, all right? So $200 one time initial investment, $60 a month to keep your business open. Can I only do just travel? I love that question. Listen, we don't tell you have to do this and that. You can do this or that. You get two businesses. You don't go to Burger King and they don't tell you got to order this, this, and this, right? Same thing over here. Just get your business started. Focus on whatever it is your heart desires. And I love, Brandi, because I know your story. You were initially focused on just travel. Go ahead.
I was focused on travel when I came in because it was something I was already doing. So guys, at minimum, if you're going to be going to anybody's.com, the smart thing is to go to yours. But what I will say in regards to that, I actually was being a little selfish. I'm talking about me. I was being a little selfish because I knew people that needed opportunity, right? I knew people that were already traveling. I knew people that could have benefited from just the tax breaks that we get in this opportunity, and I didn't share. And so I had to realize that this business was great for me, but it wasn't just about me. And so I did start sharing. And I think a lot of times the reason why we might be scared to share is because we feel like we're not salespeople, because that was my fear. I was like, I'm not really a salesperson. I don't know how to sell. But what I realized this business is not sales. This business is education, because I don't have to sell you to go on a cruise. I don't have to sell you to go to Bahamas, go to Jamaica, to go to France. You're already going to do that. Now, all I'm doing is educating you on how you can go smart, how you can make and save money, how you can come home to a commission instead of coming home to receipt. And here's the thing. Not everybody needs money, right? Somebody may be like, no, Brandi, you know what? I just rather come home to a receipt. I'm going to pay full price. Or you know what? I'm going to give you the money. And that's okay. But what I did realize is people's circumstances change year to year. You can be on top in 2025, down in 2026. You can be on the come up in 2026, 27, and then something happens in 20. It's just good for people to know that this opportunity is on the table. So if you want to focus on travel, absolutely. But if you know a few people that need, some help, that need an opportunity, that need some savings, or what this opportunity brings, don't hesitate to just invite them to hear about the opportunity and then let them decide from there. Because what I did realize by not sharing, I was seeing everybody come up. I was seeing everybody's income grow. They were getting that residual income. And I was over here still robbing Peter to pay Paul. And then that changed. Once I decided to start building this company, within 13 months, I received that Sapphire Ring, signifying that I'm earning $100,000 residually. So I was now getting every month money as well as that later money with the commission. So don't sleep on that. You saw any other questions come through, Tiffany?
I'm looking now, actually. And just to answer the gentleman's question, y'all, if you don't have the money right now, get back with the person who invited you. That's it. That's all. Listen, I remember being in the same predicament, the same position. Yeah, and that's the great thing about this. We're going to show you how to turn that around so you never have to deal with that again. So definitely get back with the person who invited you, okay?
Yes.
Definitely
And
get back.
whoever invited you, we did record this opportunity. We did record this call. Get with the person that invited you and get the recording. I will make sure Shannon gets this downloaded and we will get it out to you as soon as possible. But Tiffany, any closing words that you would like to share? Any other questions that you see pop up?
No, listen, y'all, this is not $1 million decision, though it can yield you $1 million, as you saw a millionaire on the line. Yeah, when I first got started, I'm going to tell you, there were people in their 20s and 30s. She was one of them, already retired, and I knew I was behind the 8 ball, okay? This opportunity has absolutely changed my life. Do not make $1 million decision. Don't overthink this, okay? It is that simplistic. It is very simple. It's not easy because it's a business and nothing worth having comes easy. However, it is super simple. Don't overthink it. Get in, try it. Come see the culture. It is unmatched. That is all I have. Back to you, Brandi.
Yes, absolutely. And guys, in my closing is at some point you do have to bet on yourself because we do have to be realistic with the times that we're living in. We have to be realistic. I know we're all on social media, we're on the news, we are seeing what's happening, and at the end of the day, we all need more money. And my story was that yes, I was doing well, thought I was doing well, I was making my six figures, but what I realized is I was still in debt. I still was going to restaurants where I really wanted to order the steak, but I had to get the fish because I couldn't afford the steak. I was still saying no to opportunity because I couldn't afford to attend that event or go on that trip or buy that ticket. And guys, I realized that I wanted to stop telling myself no. But on top of that, I wanted to stop telling my older parents no. Because we all have parents that are getting older. We have people in our lives that we would love to take care of. And I was not in the position to where I was going to do enough faces as a makeup artist to where I was going to be able to do that. My income was taking care of me, but it wasn't taking care of anybody else. And this opportunity may not be the opportunity where you're like, oh, I want to get in travel or travel is my thing. And I'm going to be honest, that wasn't my thing. But guess what was my thing? Money, opportunity, sitting under people who had my solution instead of people who had my problem, learning from multimillionaires and millionaires who weren't gatekeeping, who was willing to give me the blueprint of how to get to success, reading books that none of my friends ever told me to read, because guess what? We were all in the same situation. We were all broke. You sometimes got to get around a higher level of people to get the goals that you want in life. So just don't design your vision board with no plan. We all have done our vision board, but some of us don't have a plan on how to get to the house, how to get to the car, how to get out of debt, how to go on that dream vacation. You have thousands of people in this business who are helping you get to your vision because we have the plan. So I'm encouraging you to bet on yourself today. Go ahead and kick your 2026 off before February comes into play. Do not let the naysayers talk you out of opportunity because that was one of my problems. I was listening to broke people instead of people whose bank account I wanted to switch with. And this is that opportunity for you. Go ahead and build your money so that you can really start to live your dream, whatever that may be. So get back with the person that invited you. We're going to be right back here on Monday sharing this opportunity, same Zoom, same time. Thank you to my co-host, Miss Tiffany, for laying those numbers out as always. And thank you for charging things. I got back on my computer. Guys, we will see y'all here next week because we are just helping families build a legacy one trip at a time. Y'all have a great night. See y'all next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.